Welcome back to Mega Man Wily Wars, Mega Man 1. Now we're going on to Elec Man, who has probably one of my favourite themes from this game. I just love the whole sort of funky sort of sound it has to it. But what I will say for this level is, fuck this initial section here. Like, obviously you can use Cutman's Blade to get rid of the annoying little enemy things if you can, but it's just such an annoying jump to make, where you got like these ledges that go directly on top of each other. And there is a way to do it, like you have to be a little way over, but I'm terrible at timing things when I play games, so you can tell I have some difficulty there. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying this song sounds like so many different songs, like personally, like I know there's a Journey song it sounds like, I can't for the life of me remember the name of it this time, but there's also like an REM song called All the Right Friends, which like it's got a similar riff to it as well. I guess it's just like one of these obvious riffs for people to use or something, I don't know. I'm not a musician for a reason. Well, I guess technically I am, but I'm not a very good one, so there's that. And it's our favourite blocks coming back for another shot. I don't know why Capcom keep using these things, they're more annoying than fun. But yeah, I'm not even going to get the other stuff this time, I'm just getting my way through, because I don't like these sections at all. I know they're like a mainstay of Mega Man games at this point, but I just don't like them at all. And I think Elec Man stage from a visual perspective, it's not bad, but I think it suffers a little bit from having the extra graphical quality, I guess, because it's one of them levels that is quite ambiguous as to where it is. Like, it's obviously a power station type place, but we've got like the sky now in the background, and you can get away with a degree of ambiguity in the NES games because the technology was so limited, but now we can kind of see things, and like it still looks like it's in the middle of nowhere, so it just becomes less interesting. But yeah, what I've just picked up there is the magnet beam. It basically lets you walk along air for a limited period of time. It works, it's an interesting power, but I kind of prefer the whole rush jet powers you get in later games, because they kind of give you more control over where you're going. Like, especially in Mega Man 3. Mega Man 3 rush jet is so much fun to just fly around on, if you want to fly on a dog. Yeah, whole Gutsman's weapon's getting its use now. And I'm doing this in like the most awkward way possible because it's easier to go through the other route. But no, I've got to do it my way. Just like Frank Sinatra did. I love how there's like little square sections of the cloud texture in the background there where it's probably something looping or like a certain cut they've made. Just sticks out to me because like I look out for these kind of things. These big buggers are kind of obnoxious because they take off a third of your health, and it's very awkward to try and guesstimate their jumping patterns. But yeah, we're getting right up close to the boss now. There, these sections, they're another thing that sort of break the pacing for me, and that's one thing you probably hear me go on and on about. Like, I don't like bad pacing in things. I don't like having to slow down, and I know that makes me sound like a complete casual, and that's because I am a complete casual. But nevertheless, I want to go fast. Elec Man himself, when you've got his weakness, is a complete piece of piss. Like, he takes 3 hits to kill. And granted, his attacks kill you in 3 hits too, so it's kind of a fair fight. But like, his attacks are so easy to dodge when you've got them 2 things on the left there to stand on. So literally just throw the rolling cutter at him and he'll be down before you know it. Waiting, waiting. This game makes you do a lot of that at the end here. Now, this next boss is pretty cool, if you get my drift, eh? Eh? Oh, I'll stop. Well, I won't stop because I'm not like that. I'm obnoxious and I know it. But yeah. Now this is a level that benefits from the visual upgrade because this... Something with snow levels, I find, they always look really good or really boring. And this one looks really good because like the kind of cold texture in the background. I love it, like all this pixel artwork and that. And this is something, in the original Mega Man game, there weren't any different physics underwater, like it controlled the same as before. What they've done in the Wily Wars version is they've updated it to have the Mega Man 2 onwards physics, where like Mega Man jumps higher. Don't ask me how that works from a physics perspective, because I'm sure like water would bog you down rather than make you jump higher, but nevertheless. Mega Man water physics, they're kind of like space physics more than anything really, like the lower gravity and all that malarkey. And look, we've got another disappearing reappearing block section already, because Capcom know we love those. And this is a very good section for skipping with the magnet beam, because I can only tolerate so many disappearing reappearing blocks at one time. So let's just cheat my way across as I do. And yes, Elec Man's beam is very useful, like it can shoot in 3 directions, which when you're in certain sections is really a god save sort of thing. But yeah, again, you can just magnet beam your way across this once you dodged all the things. I believe this took me a couple of takes actually as well, because I think there's a certain degree of randomness to the projectiles that these things shoot, and like the direction they shoot in the first place. Well, not the direction they shoot in, but the direction they move in. Randomness is always fun to work with in games, right guys? Right? Yeah, it's not. It always feels foreboding when a game gives you like lots of different energy pellets, pickups and whatnot. I always get like in real cautious mode when that happens, even though like we're kind of near the end now. Yeah, like there's the boss door. And now challenging this one is flying penguins. Reminds me of that one radio ad that's been playing a lot lately. I think it's like an insurance against your boiler breaking down or something like that, but like it just starts up with this kid going, "Mum, there's penguins in my room," or something like that, and it just cracks me up whenever like I'm doing my not work and just have the radio on. But yeah, he's another guy who dies pretty quickly to his weakness, old Ice Man. Like, I don't get the whole kind of correlation between why ice is weak to electric. Maybe it's because ice is water or something like that, I'm not really sure. But yeah, I like how Mega Man kind of keeps blinking while you got these sections at the end where it's like loading up the next section. Fireman, who strangely, despite his name, doesn't put out fires, he actually creates them. Which kind of seems the opposite of a fireman's job, you know, but who am I to criticise Dr. Wily's taste in firemen? These kind of sections here are another place where the Elec beam is really useful. Because there's like enemies above you, enemies below you, and if you can wipe out a lot of them in one take, it's a good idea too. Picking up another life because I'm obviously so short on those. This is something I've found it's been interesting going back to this game, because I haven't been playing Mega Man games for that long, despite how much I talk about them. Like that first run we did, the NES run, like that was probably like my 3rd time playing through Mega Man at all. And so like obviously I was kind of shit at it as it showed in the playthrough. But this time like it's been interesting going back to it. Now I'm so much I'm hesitant to say better because I'm still not very good, but like, I know how to play Mega Man now, so it really didn't take me anywhere near as long to get this recorded as it did like the first time around. That little section there you see where it looks like bottomless pit there, in the original game that kind of had a little block there so you wouldn't fall down. They've removed that in this one. And this feels weird, like when you have games ported, quite often you expect them to change certain things, but because there's so much of this game that's so faithful to the original one, when they do change something, it really catches me off guard. But yeah, this section here, I've never really known how to get through that effectively without getting hit, so I'll just magnet beam my way up. I find it interesting how this game's palette works, because I kind of get an idea of how the NES palettes work, in that there's like a strict like colour and everything will change to that colour depending on the section. But this, I've noticed the not bullet bills are gone blue, and I'm not too familiar with Mega Drive technology, so it seems like they have expanded colour palettes, but there's still obviously going to be limitations. I think you love it when there's like random fire bursts that just pop out of the floor. It's got to be some kind of safety hazard. But yeah, the thematics of this level, like the whole inside fire area, is used again in Heatman stage, but the one that reminds me most of Fireman stage is Solar Man stage in Mega Man 10, because it uses like the similar kind of tone of red. But yeah, there's a little trick with Fireman's battles that I never really clock onto, is that little fire on the thing there, that stops wherever it was that you jumped over the projectile thing, which it takes a little while to clock onto that's happening, but once you know it, it makes it easier to jump around him. And God knows why Fireman is weak to ice, but I think everyone's upped on about that at this point. Join me next time where I'll be taking on Wily's castle. See you then.